Coming up, criminal damage across Yuma, causing tens of thousands of dollars worth of damage. The Yuma Police Department asking for your help tonight to find those responsible. Also, it's a system used to quickly alert the public about abducted children, but how does it work and who makes the call to put out the alert? Tonight, we'll look into the Amber Alert system. Plus, he's considered to be one of the most dangerous men in the world, now recaptured after an elaborate escape from prison. We have a response from the DEA tonight. 13 on your side, live at 10 starts right now.
Live from across the desert Southwest with your latest local coverage. This is 13 on your side, live at 10.
Good evening and thanks for joining us this Friday night. I'm Nylander. We begin tonight as Yuma police are looking for an unknown suspect or suspects who for the last month have been causing tens of thousands of dollars worth of damage to Yuma residents' homes and vehicles. 13 on your side reporter Chase Golightly joins us now live in the studio to give us more details about this. He has spoken to the police department. Chase?
Of course, Yuma police have increased patrols in the hardest hit areas, which have been near schools. Police have been receiving report after report of cars and homes being damaged, and they also tell me that the situation is getting worse.
Car windows are a big thing that is getting damaged, but they're also now hitting house windows, and then they've also hit a couple businesses and broken windows there.
From December 5th to January 6th, Yuma Police Department say 54 reports have been taken of criminal damages caused by a BB gun. Yuma Police say the cost of the damages is more than $20,000.
$24,240 combined in the 54 cases worth of damage has been caused by these suspects shooting BB guns.
The shooting started with targeting of homes and vehicles, but now have moved on to businesses as well. YPD says there are 3 locations in Yuma that the shootings are taking place.
They seem to be around the area of the local high schools here in town. They're around Yuma High School, houses and residences, vehicles around Cibola High School and Kofa High School.
YPD have increased patrol of the harder hit areas, but say the incidents are getting worse.
They are picking up. They seem to be occurring more so on the weekends than weekdays. The only description of a vehicle we have is an older 4-door white vehicle. We're trying to get a picture of that from some video surveillance so I can put the picture out.
As of now, YPD has no suspects, but believe teenagers are behind the shootings.
We don't have any actual suspect description, but, you know, we're thinking it's probably older teenagers, probably out having fun or something, and it's causing a lot of damage. That's a lot of money when you add it up.
YPD encourages anybody with any information about the case to contact YPD or 78 Crime. For more information, you can visit our website at 13 on your side. And for 13 on your side, I'm Chase Golightly. Back to you, Chorus.
Thank you, Chase, for that report. A confession from a Yuma Marine tied to the fatal shooting of a Texas college student. The Denton Police Department has confirmed Eric Johnson has confessed to the shooting of 20-year-old Sarah Mochlechner. They say he expressed sympathy to her family. Police also say they have retrieved what they believe to be the handgun used in that shooting. Johnson made his 3rd court appearance this morning. He was not expected to be in court until Monday, but instead the court extended his hearing from yesterday. His name appeared on the docket this morning as a last-minute add-on. Johnson is now set to be extradited to Texas and will be transferred into the custody of agents from that state in about 10 days. He will now face murder charges in Texas. A Yuma boy has lost his life to cancer today after more than a year of fighting the illness. Jonathan Weathersby was 14 years old. He battled bone cancer, osteosarcoma, since May of 2014. Family friend Kristen Shepard says Johnny was surrounded by family and friends this morning. In an official Facebook page called Fight for Johnny, a post read, quote, "Our sweet boy is in heaven. He fought until the end and is now an angel. Bless you, my son," end quote. There are no funeral or service details announced to us yet this time. Shepard says on behalf of the family, they are grateful for Yuma's support and to honor Johnny's memory and celebrate his life. Questions are rising in the community after an Amber Alert was issued on Wednesday night. It is the only one to come out of Yuma since the alert system was put into place in 2002. The system is for extreme circumstances where police believe a child has been abducted and is in imminent danger. After local law enforcement gather the criteria, it is sent to Arizona Department of Public Safety. DPS is the only agency who can authorize that alert.
It's built for only the extreme cases. Number one, it's not for missing children. It's for abducted children.
According to Arizona Amber Alert Organization, the first 1 to 2 hours are the most critical in cases of child abduction. National statistics prove the chance of finding a child alive is reduced 75% after 3 hours. The most wanted drug lord in the world is back in custody tonight. El Chapo was recaptured in Mexico today, nearly 6 months after the second prison escape of his career. He's also wanted for crimes in the U.S. CBS's Omar Villafranca has the details from Dallas.
Mexican authorities finally got drug kingpin Joaquin Guzman back in their grasp. The man, known as El Chapo, was arrested Friday in the city of Los Mochis. Mexican Marines were met with a firefight that ended with 5 of El Chapo's men dead. Marines seized guns, a rocket-propelled grenade launcher, and 2 armored vehicles. Law enforcement sources tell CBS News the United States provided the key tip. Both the U.S. and Mexico have been looking for El Chapo since his elaborate prison break last July. The brazen drug trafficker slipped out through a hole in his shower stall and into a mile-long tunnel equipped with a retrofitted motorcycle.
It was unconscionable. There was so much embarrassment on this second escape that there was so much pressure, both from Mexico and the U.S., at least to be able to apprehend them.
The nickname El Chapo means shorty, but Guzman's Sinaloa cartel is worth a giant $3 billion and controls nearly half of the illegal drugs funneled into the U.S. Guzman is believed to be responsible for as many as 34,000 deaths. U.S. officials will likely push for El Chapo's extradition to face justice on American soil. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, Dallas.
El Chapo first escaped back in 2001, allegedly hiding in a prison laundry car. As we continue to follow the arrest of El Chapo, we spoke to local residents this afternoon about his arrest, and one man even said he doesn't think they actually have caught the real drug lord El Chapo. So here's what some residents had to say.
Bring him off here.
Well, I don't think it's him right now because they haven't said the final word, but he'll probably escape again.
U.S. prison?
Yeah.
And why is that?
Well, because he would be escaping all the time.
We also tonight received a response from the DEA about his arrest. In a statement to us, they say, the quote, "The capture of Joaquin Chapo Guzman Loera is a victory for the rule of law and the Mexican people and government. The arrest is a significant achievement in our shared fight against transnational organized crime, violence, and drug trafficking. It is further evidence of our two countries' resolve to ensure justice is served for families who have been plagued by Guzman's ruthless acts of violence," end quote. And this brings us to our topic of the day. We wanted to know from you, our viewers. We asked you what should be done to prevent El Chapo from escaping again. Selena says, quote, U.S. should house him, end quote. And John told us at 13 on your side, quote, put him to death, end quote. And you can still weigh in on our topic of the day, either on our Facebook, Twitter, or our website, KSWT.com.
Live from across the desert Southwest, this is 13 on your side.
Chief Meteorologist Dick Mruzak is off tonight, so I have your first look at weather right now. Luckily, we have clear skies throughout the day, and at the moment, the Desert Doppler you'll see going across the country, the rain activity at the moment is up in the northwest and over towards the east coast. Low temperatures overnight, 42 in Yuma, YPG, 39 in Welton. Going into the Imperial Valley, you're looking at 40 in El Centro and Imperial, 44 Salton City, and 43 down in Mexicali. The cooler temperatures on the map right now, you're looking at 36 in Quartzsite and 38 in Blythe. Your day planner for tomorrow, 7 a.m., 43 degrees. Noontime, it's going to warm up just slightly to 58 degrees. And at 4 p.m., we're looking at 62 degrees. A Philadelphia police officer is lucky to be alive after a gunman pledging allegiance to the Islamic State ambushed his patrol car. The officer survived despite a barrage of bullets fired from just inches away. Kenneth Craig has the latest from Philadelphia, where the FBI has joined the investigation.
because this could have easily been a police funeral.
Surveillance photos show the gunman approaching Officer Jesse Hartnett's patrol car with his weapon drawn. Another image shows the suspect reaching inside the vehicle, firing at point-blank range, hitting the 33-year-old officer 3 times.
Shot fired! Get those scream! I'm shot! I'm bleeding heavily!
He exits his police vehicle, starts chase despite being seriously injured.
The suspect, Edward Archer, was arrested near the scene and later told police he shot the officer in the name of Islam.
According to him, he believed that the police defend laws that are contrary to the teachings of the Quran.
Police here say there is no indication that the shooter was tied to a larger terror plot, but the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security are also now investigating.
They're executing search warrants in his property in Upper Darby and also one in Southwest Philadelphia, not too far from where the shooting took place.
Authorities say Archer has a criminal history and that the gun used was stolen from a Philadelphia police officer 2 years ago. Officer Hartnett was seriously injured but is expected to be okay. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
The suspect was treated and released into police custody. His mother says her son was a devout Muslim and felt targeted by police. The Obama administration is creating a new anti-terrorism task force in an effort to overhaul its digital battle against ISIS and other terrorist groups who are using technology to radicalize, recruit, and mobilize followers online. The announcement comes as a number of the White House's most senior advisors are in Silicon Valley to consult and strategize with the tech world. Daniel Nottingham has the story.
Homeland Security Secretary Jay Johnson and other top national security brasses met with Silicon Valley's biggest tech companies about counterterrorism in San Jose. Apple, Google, Facebook, and other tech companies attended.
The goal here is to find additional ways to work together to make it even harder for terrorists or criminals to find refuge in cyberspace.
The meeting comes as the White House revealed it is also forming a countering violent extremism task force that will be based at the Department of Homeland Security, but will work with dozens of federal and local agencies to combat online propaganda of ISIS and other terrorist groups. The actions follow President Obama's televised address after the Paris and San Bernardino terrorist attacks.
And that's why I will urge high-tech and law enforcement leaders to make it harder for terrorists to use technology to escape from justice.
Federal agents believe San Bernardino shooter Tashfeen Malik was radicalized online, and the Paris attackers used encrypted technology to hide their plot. Tech companies have previously clashed with the White House over free speech and privacy, but several have recently revised their policies to ban hateful conduct. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Coming up, 5 years since tragedy struck Arizona and the nation. A shooting that left 6 people dead and many more injured, including a congresswoman. We'll take a look back tonight when 13 on Your Side returns.
Live from across the desert Southwest, this is 13 on Your Side.
Welcome back. Today marked the 5th anniversary of the 2011 shootings in Tucson. 6 people were killed and 13 wounded, including Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords. As Cynthia Washington reports, the community is still healing 5 years after that tragic day.
It's been an emotional month and a half.
Donovan Porter left flowers for his friend who was shot 5 years ago at this Safeway. The yellow roses are from him, but as you can see, many others have come to remember those affected by the shooting. One woman said she couldn't believe what she was hearing when she got home 5 years ago and saw the news.
And went home and turned on TV to find out what awful thing had happened that day and how a young girl at age 8 could be killed out there with the other. Why should anybody have been, killed that day? It was awful. I shop at this store. I wish I'd come on Saturday. Like today is a Friday. But I could have been here, like the other people that died and the people that were injured.
A veteran says he has what it takes to work for the people in Congress. Retired Army Sergeant Major Juan Hidalgo spoke about his plans to run for Congress this week at Brawley's Hidalgo Hall. He says his 31 years serving as a Marine gave him the tools and character to serve the people efficiently. He was motivated to run by his desire to continue serving his country. Hidalgo said most of the concerns of those at the meeting were about gun control laws, Planned Parenthood, and their shrinking paychecks.
Sergeant Major takes care of
all things in a unit. Everybody in that unit you help take care of. That's what I'll do for this district, is take care of this district and represent this district in a great way, in a professional way.
There are currently 80 veterans in Congress, according to veteranshouse.gov. The battle for the Republican presidential nomination is heating up, with candidates battling with protesters and each other. Jeff Zeleny reports.
Donald Trump back in South Carolina tonight on friendlier terrain.
Donald Trump, stay away!
The Republican frontrunner got an earful Thursday night in Vermont.
Get them out. Throw them out into the cold. Don't give them their coat. No coats.
In the liberal enclave of Burlington, heart of Bernie Sanders country, Trump confidently predicted only his loyal supporters would be allowed in. When that didn't happen, he grew frustrated.
Okay, security, move a little faster, please. Thank you, security.
Some Republicans seized on the outbursts as a troubling sign for the party. Longtime GOP strategist Mike Murphy, who's running the Jeb Bush super PAC, said on Twitter, "This is what a Trump general election would look like. Hashtag total disaster." Trump saw it differently, as a sign that he stirs passion.
Isn't this more exciting? You know? You go to a Hillary thing and it's like boring. You go to a Jeb thing and you fall asleep.
As President Obama called for expanding gun control,
it makes sense to do everything we can to keep guns out of the hands of people who would try to do others harm.
Trump said he would reverse any of his executive actions. He pledged to banish all gun-free zones in schools and military bases.
You know what a gun-free zone is to a sicko? That's bait. My first day, it gets signed, okay? My first day. There's no more gun-free zone.
With Trump still riding high atop the Republican field, his rivals are battling one another. Chris Christie and Marco Rubio are escalating their fight to emerge as the party's alternative to Trump. Christie says Rubio is a Republican Barack Obama.
Listen, we've already seen what happens when we have a first-term United States senator become president of the United States.
But Rubio said it's Christie and his New Jersey record that's more like Obama.
Our next president needs to be someone who, from their very first day in office, is going to get rid of every single unconstitutional and unwise thing that Barack Obama has done, not someone that agrees with some of those things.
The fight for number 2 is becoming the hottest ticket in the Republican primary race.
A new poll suggests most Americans support President Obama's recent executive actions on guns. The CNN ORC poll shows 67% of those surveyed say they favor the changes the president announced last week. Those changes are designed to expand background checks to cover more gun purchases made online and at gun shows, as well as make it easier for the FBI to complete such checks efficiently. But not all of the polling news is good. 57% of those polled said they don't believe the executive actions will be effective in reducing gun-related deaths in the U.S. President Barack Obama vetoed legislation that would have repealed the Affordable Care Act and cut federal funding for Planned Parenthood. It's one of many repeal measures pushed by Republican lawmakers since 2010, when Obama signed the health care program into law. The bill goes back to the Republican-led Congress, which does not have the votes to override the veto. Planned Parenthood is endorsing Hillary Clinton for president. The National Women's Health Group says it'll make it official in New Hampshire this Sunday. It will be the first time Planned Parenthood has endorsed anyone during presidential primaries. The move is likely to open Clinton up to attacks from Republican candidates. Many of them have promised to cut the group's funding if elected, but Clinton said today she'll make sure that does not happen if she wins. Planned Parenthood provides women with abortion services, among other things. Last year, some videos staged by anti-abortion activists accused the group of selling fetal tissue. Planned Parenthood strongly denied those allegations. Is it happening again? A popular ice cream brand is saying Listeria has been found at one of its production plants, but are the containers in your fridge effective? We'll explain. Plus, I'll have your full forecast when 13 on Your Side returns in just a moment. Don't go away.
Live from across the desert Southwest, this is 13 on Your Side.
Thanks for staying with us. Even though there were some scares on the stock market at the beginning of 2016, 2015 was a strong year for the U.S. job market. American employers added more than 2.5 million jobs. 292,000 of those jobs were added in December. It was the second best year for jobs gained since 1999. Americans saw their paychecks go up as well. Wages grew 2.5% in December. It matched the gains in October, which were the best in 6 years. Bluebell ice cream is facing another problem with listeria. The company says the bacteria was recently found in one of its production plants, but Bluebell says no listeria has been found in any of its products. In a statement, the company says it is testing every batch of ice cream produced for the bacteria. Bluebell recalled its entire product line last year after listeria was found on ice cream containers. It has slowly been reintroducing its products in stores across the South since last summer. The company is under federal investigation for its handling of that contamination. A local event modeled after a famous television reality show is raising thousands of dollars in student scholarships. The Imperial Valley Regional Occupational Program, Dancing with the Stars Gala, has given over $100,000 to high school students pursuing higher education. This week, the 7 dancing pairs began their 4-month preparation. The pairs are made up of one prominent community member and a dancing coach. The 9th annual fundraising gala will be held May 6th at the Barbara Worth Country Club in Holtville. Organizers say they want to give more than the usual $20,000 this year.
100% of the proceeds of this event are used to give scholarships to high school students that are going to post-secondary education, either career technical or university or colleges. We award about $20,000 a year in scholarship.
Organizers say to get your tickets early at Imperial Valley ROP because the event is always a sellout. Everybody deserves to enjoy playing a good baseball game, especially kids with different needs. That's why the Kiwanis Club of El Centro gave $5,000 to Imperial Valley Challenger Little League. The league has about 25 participants that go from ages 5 to 21 years of age. League organizers say the Kiwanis funds will allow the league to attend regional and national baseball events for kids with special needs. The main event is the annual Challenger Little League World Series in Pennsylvania.
We're going to use that to go to our annual fun days in San Bernardino that we do every single year, as well as we're trying to raise money to get us to Pennsylvania to play an exhibition game up at the Little League World Series.
The Challenger Little League will start playing this and every Saturday at 9 a.m. at the Major League Field in Imperial till April. Registrations are open to all kids that have special needs. I won't have to say much to make you stay tuned for this story coming up after the break. Cute pandas. We'll be right back. Don't go away. An update on Toronto Zoo's panda cubs. Look at this little guy, all smiles for the camera tonight. Both cubs continue to pack on the pounds and at 12 weeks old, weigh over 3.5 kilos each. Officials say the cubs have started teething, but both still live with mom in the maternity den, meaning they're still off limits to the public, but obviously so adorable. Look at that. And that's where we end our newscast this Friday night. For 13 on your side, I'm of course Nylander. Have a great Friday night and weekend ahead of you.